A deep subject, right?
Hey, I got it working.
Oh, good.
I was kind of off channel here. Hey, good morning.
It's a Wednesday morning, even though I thought all morning long, since about 1 o'clock this morning, it was Monday morning.
Oh,
I've been totally confused.
we're both having those
Yeah.
mornings because I got up tired.
Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Live and Local
Hump
Real
day.
Talk, right here on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm Rayford Brown.
And I'm Lee Barrels.
And I think Kelly is walking through the gate here any moment now. So
Yeah.
she is on the way. Here she comes. She'll be here in just a second. Anyway, she probably couldn't see her to find her way here this morning without a GPS because it is on the froggy side, as they say out there.
I told you I couldn't see a quarter of a mile in front of me and I had to drive
Mhm.
slow. It was extremely foggy.
Yeah, for you folks out there, you're moving somewhere by car this morning. If you can see anything on the car in front of you, forget the license plate. If you can see anything back away, you should see nothing but the taillights, and they should be in a fog, literally. And keep in mind, if the car in front of you happens to be one of those ditz people that tailgates the car in front of him or her, and the car in front of him or her comes to a stop, and it can be a chain reaction wreck and a heartbeat, and you could be involved. If you ain't far enough back, slow down, stay away. Kelly.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm kicking around. Not real high, but I'm kicking.
Hey, kicking is good.
So it's interesting times this morning. Some sad news to start off the day. A man who had been the object of a widespread search in the Jacksonville area has been found. The remains discovered a week ago at a construction site, a new construction. The man, Derico II, reported missing in early November. The state medical examiner's office has positively identified the remains of Sanders, though no cause of death has been determined as yet. Jacksonville Police Captain Richard Kellum said there does not appear to be foul play in the death. The remains were found, a couple of weeks ago, week ago, in a one of those overflow
sediment
traps at the construction site. So
it's very
condolences to the family, and I know bring some closure, and I doubt that they expected any different.
Right.
I'm sure they were wishing and hoping, which is what we all have to do.
He had run from his caretaker and kind of disappeared after that. So, we posted many times on there, be on the lookout, and so was everyone else, sheriff's office, Jacksonville safety, news agencies, and unfortunately, it came to a sad end.
Yep. 2 freshmen. I do not get it. In New Bern High School,
Crazy.
Are going to get a tough lesson or two coming.
And they deserve it.
And they well deserve it. Craven County deputies say the 2 were seen with pistols in the school's parking lot about 11 o'clock yesterday morning. The deputies quickly rounded up the first idiot. New Bern police found the second idiot a short time later. The juveniles, one is 14, the other 15. They've screwed their lives up. Face charges of possession of a weapon on educational property, and deputies say more charges are pending. And here's the kicker. 2 are going down for possession of a weapon. Yes, a weapon that shoots pellets, BB projectiles, or even airsoft stuff.
Is that stupid?
Both pistols are described as replicas of, honest to goodness, bullet-shooting handguns. In other words, they look like the real thing. Matters not under North Carolina law. They will face the full charges, which, if convicted, will see them dealing with the juvenile justice system away from the school, as most such cases require automatic expulsion. For this pair and any other idiots out there, law enforcement officials responding to any situation of a report of a gun, they're not going to wait to determine whether it's a replica. If it looks like a gun, they will take immediate steps. And the public, they're not going to shoot you unless you put their lives in jeopardy, or at least they perceive their lives are in jeopardy. But if you point a BB gun, even one of those really honest to goodness fake replicas, there's one company that used to make them
down.
You are going to get shot.
Yes.
More than one kid. One was a 10-year-old that I'm familiar with who pointed his non-lethal gun at Myrtle Beach police a few years ago, was shot to death. He was in a motel room. Parents had gone out. Police got called for some kind of a disturbance in the room. They got there, and the kid pops up from behind the bed in a darkened room with a pistol. Points it at him. They don't know what he is.
That's right.
And they shot him. Pointed his non-lethal gun at Myrtle Beach police, was killed. The shooting, as tragic as it was ruled justifiable. The bad problem about that is the officer who pulled the trigger will never get over it. For those of you who think you're good enough to identify a pellet pistol from 8 to 15 or more yards away from you, I'll accept that challenge. Even with police officers who are more experienced than the average cops on the beat that failed to be able to tell it was not real, including me. If guns or toy guns meant for kids are sold, each one should be the color of an international, highly reflective orange, not painted on. That can be scraped off or removed with paint remover. It should be built in to the gun. It should be international orange and highly reflective. That might save a life.
Right.
These pistols, and I bought one some years ago to do an editorial. It was a replica of a 9mm SIG. I borrowed a 9mm SIG since I didn't have one. I borrowed one that looked just like this, the one that this replica BB pistol was made from. And I put it out there, and I had a half dozen people, cops who knew what they were looking at. Couldn't tell the difference. Had no clue. And you pull it suddenly and point it at somebody, you are likely to get shot.
Well, you know, back in the day when I was a landlord, we had quite a bit of property. I had gone in to clean one of the apartments. And when I pulled up the cushions on the couch, there was one laying there. I thought it was a 45, and come to find out it was a,
Yep.
But you don't know.
You don't know. You will not know.
And that split micro minutes of a second or whatever that you've got to try to make that determination, like in that case,
Live or
that'll get
die.
you killed.
Live or die.
That's right.
That's what it's about. So anyway, that's some of the tragic news that we have to deal with. And I hate it for those two kids, 14 and 15. Can you imagine?
Stupid.
Can you imagine? 14
Dumb.
and 15.
Dumb.
I just don't know what they were. They brought it to a school campus.
Sure it wasn't a gang thing?
I have no idea what it was, but I'm sure if it was, but that gangs should not be bringing BB guns to
They know
school.
the rules. They know the
They
rules.
won't bring BB guns to school anyway. They'll bring real
Right.
guns, maybe.
True.
They're not going to bring BB guns.
Maybe these are wannabes that wanted people to think they were real guns.
Well, that's a good way to get yourself really
I am
in
just
hot
saying.
water, isn't it? And it did.
Well,
Yeah.
they're learning.
I can't imagine the lawyers, how much it's going to cost the parents to get these two kids in front of a judge. And hopefully that we'll hope that they find the right judge, maybe a daddy or a granddaddy, somebody who will take some sympathy on them. No, they won't, probably. Hope not.
Well,
Their kids are in schools too.
guns on school property is a very serious
It's
thing.
very serious.
And if you just say, oh, well, you probably, it's okay. You didn't know. They were just play guns.
No, you knew.
I don't know
No.
whether you've ever fired any of these really wonderful pellets or pellet rifles or anything.
Yes, I have.
I got one in there.
Back in the day
I've got one out there.
when we owned the gun
It
store.
will go into a piece of 2x4. It will not penetrate it, but it will go into it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, how many
Yeah.
kids have got shot in the eye with a BB?
Oh, not that many, believe it or not.
But playing around. But still, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
though, is they can be
Yeah.
harmful.
Mothers always don't you get out there when you go shoot somebody in the eye, you go get your eye shot out. That almost never happens. The eye is a very small target. But people get hurt, and they will get hurt.
Right.
So think about that, parents. If you've already gone out and bought your juvenile, and apparently 13, 14, 15-year-olds are children still, and with no common sense whatsoever, if you bought them a pellet pistol or a rifle, take it back, get your money back, and give them something else. Unless they are responsible, you'd be better off giving them a 22 rifles, and then you keep it under lock and key, not give them access to it, and then take them out and you teach them at the range or something. Don't just let them have something you think is safe. No. Toy guns. I guess they probably have pretty much gotten rid of toy guns. Most of the toy guns these days look like SpaceX guns, right?
Well, I haven't seen toy guns much have like water guns, toy water guns.
I hope they got multiple colors on them.
My grandsons do, yeah. Yeah, they're big. They're,
Yeah, all right. So
I haven't seen any.
those old cap
I know
guns,
the kind you're talking
the
about.
old cap guns from
Oh my
yesteryear, the
gosh.
cowboy guns.
My
They were-
brother had those.
Oh, I
yeah,
did
when we were
too.
Kids, yeah.
We used to take the coils of that you put
put
in
them
there
down on
and take a hammer to them. Yeah, it was fun.
because the pistols didn't work very long.
No.
They wore out.
Choo, choo. Yeah.
The drone game.
Oh, yeah.
Still
So,
continuing.
do you think the Pentagon's hiding something from us?
And the clowns in the administration who say without any reservation that the drones buzzing a number of U.S. cities, with more reports coming in every day, pose no threat to you or me or us. If they're so positive that this is the case, then Mr. High and Mighty Mouthpiece, why do you say that you can't be transparent and come clean about these drones? Standing up there in front of a TV audience and say, trust me, there's nothing wrong. We got it under control. No, you don't have it under control because you haven't convinced me yet. And we do know that you lie on a regular basis. You're a paid liar. Many of these drones are bigger than the little $100 drones that we see advertised out there.
Yeah, why am I read yesterday they found a piece that's 5 feet? Like,
Sorry, your sorry buddy response is not acceptable anymore, Mr. High and Mighty Mouthpiece. Lawmakers exiting a classified briefing. I won't repeat that. Lawmakers exiting a classified briefing with U.S. intelligence officials insisted they received assurances that nothing nefarious is going on with the recent uptick in drone sightings in New Jersey.
liars.
Really? If the briefings have to be classified, is that not enough of a warning for you? If a briefing to these lawmakers have to be classified, but there is nothing nefarious going on, what does that mean to you? Do you trust them? If, as they claim, the drones pose no threat, not even the tiniest of threats to our safety or security, then you need to put up or shut up. We, the people, have a right to know what you know, Mr. Lawmaker. Assuming you are not planning some sinister gas attack on the general population, perhaps with a motive of testing this stuff on us so you can retaliate if a foreign power actually disperses some nasty products on us. Yeah, you could say, oh, we're just testing. We're going to put out some smoke, or we're going to drop some stuff out there, and we'll see how far we could get without it being detected.
Well, I didn't get to watch that hearing yesterday because they closed it to the public. No
Well, that's
television.
interesting.
That's interesting
I
in
mean,
itself.
that's
Well, it was the
interesting.
National Defense.
That is not what
Once
you
again,
claim to know.
yes.
If you are so smart as the mouthpiece of politicians, I have a right to know as much as you know. You're no better than I am.
I think they do know.
Probably even more of a right, since I'm absolutely positive that you and your families have safe hidey holes to go in case of an issue. With the lame duck president still in charge, at least in his own mind, telling us to, in his words, you just have to trust us. A show of hands, please. For all of you who trust Biden and the administration and trust them to say, everything is okay. Don't worry about it. We're okay.
Well, you know, a
I
lot
can't
of
see
this,
y'all, but you could give us a call, 910-333-0139. If you feel like that everything is okay because they said so, but they go into classified briefings with U.S. intelligence officials.
Well, let me throw something at you that got
Think
thrown
about
at me. I have a lot of military clients, both active duty and retired. And
Oh, they're
two
paranoid too.
separate things got thrown at me yesterday. And I didn't think much about it till last night. I got to thinking about it. The one that was the most interesting that was posed is this. And give me your opinion. So here we are, 31 whatever days till the inauguration. Okay. Big in our forefront is this drone news. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's looking at it, whatever. Okay.
We got our eyes, keeping our eyes off the ball, aren't we?
Keeping our eyes off the ball for, now this really, I thought, well, this is a stretch, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, I don't know. So this individual said that they felt like that the Democratic Party was not going to willingly turn power over on January 20th. So the drones were a way to keep everybody focused on that, so they're not seeing what's kind of going on behind the scenes. And then on January 20th, they don't allow the inauguration to happen.
Well, there's a problem with that. Even the Democrats are smart enough to understand that there's a guy named Joe Biden up there in charge.
Yeah.
Unless you can hide him somewhere or declare him totally incompetent, unless you can do that, then they would have.
But then they said that this would cause mass anarchy.
Yep.
Because all the groups, to include Democrats that actually voted for Trump, and apparently there are a lot more than people realize, and almost like a Civil War type thing break out. It was interesting there, a little weird. Little weird.
Charlie, do you believe the mouthpieces from the Pentagon and from the all the intelligence agencies when they stand up there and say, "Ain't nothing here to see, move on"?
You know, I don't. I'm not that politically informed, but I saw something recently about how Joe Biden's administration. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Barack Obama's administration is trying to sell up all those. They're trying to sell up all the fencing. They want to get rid of all the fencing to separate the United States of America from Mexico, and they're going to sell off all.
And they got caught doing it too.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, they got caught by a television crew.
But you know what's weird about this? It's bizarre that they're trying to sabotage the United States of America. Instead of protecting our citizens, they're basically saying, "Hey, you know what? Listen, we're gonna F them. We're gonna do everything humanly possible to destroy the upcoming administration." But I don't get that. You would think that they would say, "You know what? Listen, we lost the election. We're going to work with this incoming party," but they're doing everything to destroy it. And I don't get that. I truly don't get it.
I don't get it either, Charlie. You're right. If I was in their shoes, what I would do is I would work with the folks on the surface. You know, I would just go along for 4 years. And then by the end of the third year, going into the fourth year, I would have picked a very strong candidate and start promoting that individual, if I was a Democrat, to become the next president. Because it's going to be wide open territory. Trump can't run for re-election. He's there. He's already been reelected. So it's everybody's game at that time.
Let me ask you this: if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz would have won the election, and she would become the president, what do you think her ultimate agenda would have been for the United States of America?
To become as socialist as possible.
Wow. I mean, what they're doing is basically Joe Biden saying, "You know what? We're going to do everything." Sabotage them. Mm-hmm. Listen, I don't understand completely how Dodge works with Elon Musk, and I apologize. I'm going to butcher his last name, Vimba Saraski. I guess they're going to basically go in and they're going to audit
Ramaswamy.
They're going to basically audit all the government entities, and they're basically going to say, "Listen, get rid of this, 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 get rid of this." But it seems like now there's a new bill or law that's being passed. That's going to pass in the next day or two. That I guess the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, like I said, I'm not politically aware of everything that's going on, but is Mike Johnson a proponent of the advancement of the USA, or is he someone that's basically going to say, you know, what is your opinion on Mike Johnson?
Okay, my opinion is he's a bit of an obstructionist. He's an obstacle in the way of the forward movement of the country because he is so pro-Republican. I hate to put it that way, but I think he is so pro-Republican that he would do just about anything to make sure Republicans are in complete and total control. Not that I'm against that, but I mean, that's what his. Why not come out and do something like our senator does, Senator Tillis, and say, you know what, we can work with these people, and you know what, they can fall into place. Matters not what party they're in. That's what he does.
Okay, so I may be wrong in comprehending what you just said. I'm a fan of, and I'm an idiot. That's the beauty.
I doubt that seriously.
No, you're
No.
not.
Okay, do you know who the online influencer? His name is Cat Turd, which is a stupid name.
Cat turd.
Cat turd? No,
I
never
haven't
heard
heard
of
of
that guy.
him.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I'm gonna check him out.
So we got to do that one.
that's his name.
I'm
Hold
right.
on, guys. Seriously, good. Guys, it's
Mhm.
CATTURD.
Yeah,
Right.
common spell.
CATTURD.
I got
All
that.
right.
He is hands down one of the most influential online Twitter X influential
Turd.
voices. He was on Saturday Night Live. They talked about Saturday Night Live goofed on him. Go to his website. I check him out every day. He basically breaks down every single political type figure. He breaks down the hypocrisy of Republicans, the rhinos. He includes links to those that claim to be Republicans that truly are. You know what? I can't believe you guys don't know this name.
No, but I'm looking at him now.
Charlie, I would not know the name because I am not an online social media individual. I don't like social media. We post stuff on social media, but I don't do it. The we part is the two young ladies to my left. They post it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys,
I follow X a lot.
I'm gonna take off. I'll call you guys again maybe next week.
Sounds good.
Just please do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Go Google the name CA.
Oh, we got that.
Oh,
we've
we
already
got
got
it
him.
pulled up.
We
I'm already following.
We
We're
already
looking at him now.
We'll take a look at it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Break it down. Listen, he may be. Listen, who knows? You know, everything conspiracy, whatever. I don't follow or believe anything. I research it. I double research it. I go to CNN. I go to Huffington Post.
Yep.
I break down everything.
Good for
I
you.
don't believe anything that anyone tells me. Go to his link, his postings, read it. But the thing is that it's disturbing. The wall. They're selling these parts of the wall for like pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
It's like
It's pennies on the dollar. It's like 5 cents per dollar it cost us is what they're selling it for.
Okay, yeah. But why? Tell me why they're doing
To discredit Trump and make him have to spend all this money all over again to
Yeah.
continue building that wall.
That's why it is. Yeah, I agree with that.
And then he
statement.
should sue the Democrat Party and Joe Biden after it's over with. The United States should sue both.
Spend all the money. You mean when you say spend all the money, you mean spend your money.
Correct.
My money.
They don't have any money.
And so that the taxpayers will get mad.
Here's what I want to know. The good investigative reporter will say, well, all that stuff that you've already sold, where's the money? What account did you put it in? That's what an investigator
good
would
idea,
want
too.
to do.
Yeah. They won't know.
Hey, listen, guys. I'm still sick. I love your show more than any other show online.
I
I
appreciate
call into
that.
like 30 or 40 shows. Everybody hates me online.
Oh no, we
love you.
We appreciate it, Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope you feel
You're
better.
the
too.
only show I call into that I like.
Yay.
With that, you guys have
Very
a good
good.
day.
Have a good
Appreciate it.
day.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I was just looking at
Whoops, hold on.
Catford's page.
You got to do what, Dave?
I was just looking at his page and I see some of the people following him and I know who some of these people are and they're very outspoken. And
Okay, we're good.
yeah, I'm going to follow this one. Check them out.
Well, let's check them out. Let me know what you find. Today's marine forecast is courtesy of Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. You can begin to unwind just a bit. Christmas is but a week away from today. Most of you have likely completed or almost finished whatever shopping you have to do. I say most of you, not all of us, have done that. So the season, I know, is sometimes more than you bargained for. Have you ever noticed that no matter what you told the Christmas crowd and told them that you really didn't want to participate in the gift-giving extravaganza this year, You likely know that others will buy some little trinket or another just to have a gift for everyone present. Come on, tell me that you don't figure that's going to happen. Everybody that you know is going to buy extra gifts just to have, and they'll go write a name on it at the last minute, right?
You mean in case like somebody shows up?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it didn't mean very much to them. Gift, right? Okay, so we know it's rude in all likelihood. Some, maybe all or most of the folks out at this event will honor your wishes, maybe, and not buy you a gift. But there's always a couple of people who will break out some token gifts they bought just in case you and others miraculously pulled gifts out of a bag at the last minute. It's a snowball effect. Everyone who brought just in case presents will start passing them around. So this vicious cycle will never come to an end. That's not the way to stop the cycle. And even if you stash some presents in your car, do not be tempted. If you end up getting gifts, of course, you'll have to be gracious and accept them. I'm not telling you just to turn them down. At the same time, you might want to remind everyone that you have requested that you be excluded from the tradition in a nice way. Otherwise, it will never end. You can politely tell them that you'll save the gift unopened until next Christmas and give it to the Toys for Tots organization or your favorite organization that helps out every year. There's nothing wrong with that. Appreciate what you're doing. That will be your first step in getting control, and it may not be so easy. If you'll set up a time when things cool down after Christmas, but while it's all fresh in your mind, there's a possibility you might want to set up this meeting with Community Prevention Services to discuss this problem. If you really want to help others, you could give the families a business card, tell them what you're doing. They may want to join you. Community Prevention Services, 918 Henderson Drive in Jacksonville, 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. They'll be happy to set up a time for you to have a chat with them. Offshore today, out to 20 nautical miles, northwesterly winds around 5 knots. Becoming southerly this afternoon, seas 3 to 4 feet, occasionally up to 5 feet. Sounds and rivers are going to be flat, increasing to a light chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, northerly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30, seas 4 to 6, occasionally to 8 feet, except 3 to 4 near shore. Sounds and rivers rough tomorrow. Friday, northwesterly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5, occasionally up to 6, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
Today, widespread dense fog until 9 a.m. Otherwise, partly sunny, high of 74. 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. And with it will be mostly cloudy, otherwise in between the showers and 73. And 70% chance of rain, so we're probably going to get something. Tomorrow, it will wake up to fog again till 9 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy tomorrow with high of 60. We will have 6 to 14 mile an hour winds with 21 mile an hour gusts. Yikes. Tomorrow night, this is when I think tonight and tomorrow's ushering that cold front in, because tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, a low of 39. Friday, partly sunny, a high of 56. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 33. Saturday, sunny, but the high will only be 48. Saturday night, turn your fireplaces and heaters on, mostly clear, low of 22. But then Sunday night's low, 16.
What?
Y'all better turn your water off if you got outside spigots and
Cover
whatever.
up those
Put
spigots.
insulating cones on them.
Yes.
You can buy them over at the big box stores, the building supply stores. Get a bunch of them. I've had these that I've got around here for probably 10 years.
Yeah, I've got
we
the
just-
foam ones.
We just unscrew the faucet. Do it while the weather is still kind of warm, so it will keep
Don't
the,
unscrew the faucet.
You mean the
Unscrew
hose?
the hose. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Take
we
the
knew
hose
what
off
you meant.
and be sure the water is
Yes.
not there.
I
And
could just see
also,
somebody
when
out
you
there.
do that, drain that hose.
That's
Because
right.
the water that's trapped in that hose is going to become ice.
Mhm.
Ice expands, and then you can go get yourself a new hose.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I wouldn't got
Those
new
are
hoses
expensive.
anyway this past summer because the
They
ones
do
I
them right
had,
out in the sun and stuff.
you know,
Yeah.
I had those really heavy duty hoses and I've had them like
That you
8 or 9
struggle.
years,
Yeah.
but they've got that big heavy wire that's wrapped around where you screw it on to, and you've got to do this and
Yeah.
then unwrap the hose and turn another, straighten it. It became such a pain. I got mad. I
It's
was
too
like,
much
I'm done with
work.
it.
You
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
cut that end off and put a new end on it.
Yeah,
It's
well,
a
one
lot
of
of
my
work.
hoses had that already.
And then they start
but-
leaking, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't use it that often outside except for like cleaning or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Well, we talk about the Christmas season. It is upon us, the time
it
of year
is.
when we like to get together, break bread, and exchange gifts. Finding just the right present gets harder as the years go by. The older we get, the more realistic we become. The gift of planning ahead, planning for the future, is one of the most valuable gifts you can give your loved ones. Estate planning provides peace of mind, helps avoid those dreaded family conflicts that are unavoidable, and ensures your wishes are honored during critical times. Right now, you can get a certificate that entitles the bearer to a basic North Carolina last will and testament prepared by Cheryl P. Colson under the supervision of attorney Samuel S. Popkin. It's valued at $300. You can get it today for $150. All documents securely filed with the North Carolina Secretary of State, the Onslow Clerk of Court, or the Register of Deeds as applicable. This offer does not cover complex estate. A numbered certificate must be presented first consultation and is valid for 6 months after it's issued and is only valid for drafting and signing one will. It has no cash value and cannot be used for other legal services. For additional information, call the office of Samuel Popkin, attorney at law, 910-347-0100 or 252-647-6016. That's 910-347-0100 or 252-647-6016. This is a legal advertisement brought to you by Samuel S. Popkin, attorney at law. The team wants to wish you and your loved ones a wonderful holiday season filled with peace and joy.
yes,
We have a caller?
Dr.
Joy
Rose.
to the world.
Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. I hope all of you are.
Well, we're not sure yet. Working on it.
You sound a little bit congested. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I guess
okay.
it's a little morning congestion. Now,
Okay.
I'm doing well.
She's just waking
Thank
up.
you.
Good. I'm glad you're okay.
Not quite, but they are the first words I say to human beings. So that's probably why.
Well, we got fog around here. I mean, I can't even see the trees across the house next door to me. Seriously, it's totally washed out. Kind of cool looking.
Well, hopefully it'll lift by a little bit later today.
I hope not. Then I have to see all the ugly. I'd rather see the fog than the ugly.
Okay.
It is beautiful around you.
Yeah, it is. It's great. What's going on in your world?
Lots of sick kitties.
I want to bet.
Lots of bronchiolitis and just some testy stuff.
Okay.
Well, I hope they all get better.
That's the goal. A reminder to parents out there: when a child has a cough and it's been ongoing, and let's say it's lasted more than 3 or 4 days and it's getting worse, that's a good time to see your doctor, especially prior to Christmas. We want them to feel well for Christmas.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
tell the little ones that Santa doesn't enjoy coming to sick children's homes because he's getting a little older, and so he's prone to illness, and he doesn't want to get sick right around Christmas to take all those toys over. So we need to make sure that the kids are well before Santa comes along.
Yeah, I remember back as a kid, we planned from the beginning of September, right around the time the school starts, we planned for the Christmas vacation. That used to be our first real vacation during the school year. We got a couple of days off at Thanksgiving Day and the day after, but the real vacation, that was Christmas. 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's right.
I personally, I got very careful with myself at the time. I did not want to get sick for Christmas. That was one of the things, and that was my goal. And I mean, that was as a little kid. I started worrying about that because being sick over Christmas is just not a pleasant thing to be.
No. Dr. Stein, I'm sorry if you said this and I didn't hear it, but walking pneumonia, I understand for children that's on the rise right now.
It is. There are a lot of kids with pneumonia, walking pneumonia, which is a pneumonia that sometimes is a bit silent. They may not have a fever, but when you hear their lungs, and you can just press your ear on the child's chest or the person's chest, and you'll hear a whole bunch of crackling in there. They're a little bit out of breath because that type of pneumonia really takes over the lungs quite quickly. So that if your kid has the sniffles and then is a little bit out of breath, that's a bit of a sign, and they should be checked out. But there's a lot of that. There's a lot of bronchiolitis, just typical pneumonia with the high fever, and I feel like a lot of parents are just ignoring these coughs, and it's really getting a hold in there. One caveat is I'd like to tell parents that if the kid's been coughing for a week, once the child is on treatment, it'll take between 1 and 2 weeks for the child to get back to normal.
Goodness.
Agree.
Now, if a kid or anybody gets walking pneumonia, say, I get it this year, am I prone to get it every year? Is this one of those things, or is it kind of like, just it doesn't matter? It's nothing that's going to guarantee that I get sick again.
Well, you may not have necessarily walking pneumonia, but you are more prone to having in some sort of infection of your airways because
Wonderful.
It does weaken your airways. And the other thing is that if you do have it, you may scar a bit of your airways and then have some trouble breathing. So you don't let it get too far and deep in there is
Right.
the best way to do that.
And another reason for the 8 and 9-year-olds to quit smoking, right?
You better stop.
No, seriously.
And
Stop.
even those 17 and 18-year-olds, and tell
Don't make me
parents,
cough.
tell them that even the vaping, that's really
Vaping.
not good for those
Mhm.
lungs.
No.
We see a lot. I see a lot of kids. Used to see a lot of kids when I was growing up. Of course, I could see 8 and 9-year-olds. They were the little bully types and the bratty kids out there smoking and taking a drag. But I said, well, that's not something I want to do. And I figured it out one
I
time.
think they're putting other things into those little lungs now. I'm not sure it's just cigarette smoke.
It's not.
And, we should caution them against those things.
Well, back in the day, I used to figure it out. I knew what a pack of cigarettes cost. It was 20 cents a pack. If you bought a carton of them, it was 15 cents a pack, but for a carton. And that's
Were you reselling them for a profit?
You
No.
know he was.
I was not. I didn't
He
buy cigarettes.
was.
But anyway, that's what it was. And I did the math one time. 1 pack a day, because that's what the average would be, right? 1 pack a day at 20 cents a day. If you do that times 365 days, you come up with some money. And I could use the money for a lot of other stuff. That was the way I worked in my head.
Well, I'm not sure that, that's going to be a way to not, for the kids not to. I just think the children need to be a little more supervised and tell them, you see those people walking around with oxygen? They may have smoked when they were younger, and we don't want you to be one of those.
Maybe we should just send the kids up, the little kids up, because they're innocent little children. They'll do anything I ask them to do. Run up to that guy with the O2, and he's sitting around in the wheelchair. Ask him if he was a smoker at a young age.
You could get punched out.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that would
She's at a loss,
That would
too.
not be a good thing to be
No.
doing, but it'd be something that you can talk to the kid about later on, right?
Mhm.
And you,
That's right. I think that's better. We don't want to make that moment unpleasant for that older
Nope.
gentleman.
No, I understand because he's already made his bed.
But Dr. Rose, I have a
That's
real
right.
quick
That's right.
question. We have a lot of cold air that's coming upon us soon. Temperatures. How would you advise your parents how they need? Because I can go out on cold days and see, and with a sweater, they should be wearing a coat.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Dave and I remark on, we're walking around that last weekend when it was pretty cold, and it's like the high is 42 or 43 around here. For us, that's cold.
Yes.
And we're seeing children walking around with shorts and a T-shirt and a light jacket. And that's not good for kids. And what happens is that it changes that temperature, that core body temperature, sometimes very quickly, and keeps it low, and that makes the body susceptible to illnesses. There's always been a controversy around that, but I do see a link to it, and the children that say, "Oh, he ran around outside without his jacket." So let's keep them a little bit warmer. Let's make sure that they have their nice winter jacket and it's ready and it fits them. So if you haven't done it already, look at your closet. Get little Billy to try on his jackets and see if right after Christmas or right before Christmas you need to go to the store and get a bigger coat or jacket for him or her.
Yeah, just go buy something before Christmas, give it to him. When it doesn't fit, take it back the day after Christmas because the sales start.
Well, what is wrong with him today?
I just don't know.
Well, no, seriously.
I don't know.
It's a
He's
way
been
of
like
doing
this all-
things.
Dr. Oates, he's been like this all week. I'm not sure what his
Oh,
deal
gosh.
is. Yes. I think it's some kind of like man PMS or something. I don't know. But yeah.
Christmas PMS.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it's the company I keep. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I
Robert?
guarantee you it's something.
Well, who's the company that I keep? I think about it.
I'm just like,
Since we're talking
That's
about
fine.
coats, remember to cover their little head.
Yeah.
Yes.
The heads
There's a
are,
lot of heat through their head.
yeah, for you folks who don't do it, it used to be the common thing. Y'all called them toboggans to put on your head. They're watch caps if you're military.
They're knit caps.
They're what?
Knit caps.
Knit cap.
They're knit caps.
I've just
Yeah.
never really called them anything. I just put them on my head.
Okay.
I don't wear them
Anyway,
very often.
those things work wonders to keep heat from leaving your
Yes.
head. They're not uncomfortable. After a while,
They
your
make me
hair
itch.
may get itchy, but it's okay. it's just a thing. But they will keep a lot of heat inside your head.
Yes.
If you don't believe it, the Navy, the Coast Guard have been
Make
doing
me
it for
itch.
years when they're on the water when it's really, really cold out there because you lose a lot of body heat through your head, right?
Right.
That is true. So keep the head covered. And another thing is, in those cold days, make sure the kids have good socks on.
That's the other thing. Dry, good socks.
That's right. And so those are good little ideas for stuffing.
There you
for,
go.
Stocking stuffers
Mhm.
for kids.
Dogs
So think about it. If you happen to go by a store and you see a cute little cap, pick one up for your kids. Put it inside a stocking. Say
I like that.
for some socks and make them cute.
I like that. That's actually a good idea. So, and I strongly suggest if you're in the Jacksonville area, get red ones. Cardinal red would be good. Our school, get some
course.
cardinal reds.
Of course.
What'd you call them? Knit something?
Knit caps.
Knit caps.
I usually call them
Watch caps.
beanies. It doesn't really matter. to
Beanie.
me.
No, a
Beanies.
beanie has got that little propeller on the top. Little rascals type beanie.
All right, Dr. Rose.
That's right.
I know it's going to be about 2 weeks before we talk to you again.
Yeah,
Because
'cause next week
next week
I
is
will miss you
Christmas and the
guys.
following week is New Year's Day.
Oh yeah, we're
So-
gone on Christmas and New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Only 2 days, but
Yeah. So it'll be like 2 weeks before we talk
oh
to
my
you again.
Lord, goodness!
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope you have a wonderful Christmas
Merry
and a Happy
Christmas.
New Year,
And
by
a
the
happy
way.
New Year,
Yes.
and be safe with
I
it.
wish you guys a Merry Christmas and all of the audience that's listening too.
Okay.
And have
Thank
the
you.
best Christmas of your lives with your family and your
Aw.
friends.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going down south, are you?
Nope.
Nope, just staying home and
In
spending
cold
time
country.
with Hannah and Dave.
All right, sounds good.
Yay.
Very
Thank you.
nice.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, Dr. Rose. See you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, talk to you in a few weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dr. Rosemary Stein. She's our concierge doctor. I should have asked her about whatever's ailing me today, right? I don't think she could diagnose this one over the
It's
phone.
grouchiness.
And I have to.
That's your diagnosis, grouchiness.
Well, we
Honoring.
have a newcomer in the studio, and
We
she's
do.
just sitting here going like,
She-
"What have I
what
got
have I
myself
walked
into?"
into?
Well,
Yeah.
what she doesn't know is when she walks through that door, she can't get out till we buzz her out.
Oh no! Don't believe that.
Do not listen to him.
I make up the best stories though as we go along,
You are
don't I?
just
Well,
unreal
let me
today.
introduce
What's he
her
been
to
eating?
everybody. This is Sherry Hancock, and she is the force behind the Swansboro's Christmas cheer.
Thank
right?
you.
And she's been working really hard. And she was referred to me by Mike McHugh because Mike said that she's working really super hard, and that and I said, well, let's talk about Swansboro and what Swansboro's doing
Absolutely.
for the kids, and I think it's a good thing. So
And
welcome to
Thank you.
Mayhem.
Welcome. Thank you, guys.
First of all, do you have any untold, deep, dark secrets about Mike?
I don't. I
Oh,
really
my
don't.
goodness gracious.
I don't.
I got
I
some.
wasn't prepared for that. No, I don't.
You're prepared to dodge that question, though, right? Now, Swansboro is that friendly little city by the sea that's not so little anymore. It's still friendly.
Yes.
That's the good thing, but
Yeah.
those days of being little are way gone.
Swansboro's become a metropolis.
Yeah.
It's been discovered.
Yes.
And it's
But it still has its charm.
Yeah,
and
it's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, but it's not even just Swansboro. It doesn't stop at the county line. It's the greater Swansboro area. And
Yes.
that's like the Chamber of Commerce, the greater
Yes.
Swansboro Chamber of Commerce. It's a big area.
It is. It is. And you're getting to the point where you don't know where it begins and where it ends.
Nope. It's pretty cool. It's a nice place. I've been going there all my life, but almost except for the first 4 years.
Yeah.
But anyways, I love it. Have to go there to eat, find entertainment, because that is the one town in Onslow County you can get entertainment and good food pretty much every weekend, no
Right.
problem.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you can't beat being on the water.
No,
I know.
I can't
I'd
be.
love a house right down there on the waterfront.
Only thing better than being on the water is being under the water. Because I
He's a
dive.
dive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We just wanted to clarify that.
So tell us about what the Swansboro Christmas Cheer is. So Swansboro Christmas Cheer started 9 years ago.
Okay.
I formerly worked at the Swansboro Police Department,
Okay.
and I saw a great need. You
Mhm.
see a lot when you work in
Yes.
that
Yeah.
environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a need, and I was fortunate enough to be able to start a little project at the time. Very first year I did this, everything I collected, I could fit in my Volkswagen Bug.
Oh boy.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay. And I just reached out to the just 3 local schools, the 2 elementary schools and the middle school, and found out who had the greatest need. And those are the kids that I targeted, and dropped it off at the school. And from there, it has grown and it's developed into now. This year, I have filled up the front portion of the Swansboro Rotary.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
And,
mackerel.
yeah, I'm super proud. This is something that is like a community thing for me. So this is business owners. This is residents. This is, of course, the people that are getting the benefit of this. And I've even this year included the Swansboro High School. There's the organization there. And they have a group, and this group of kids, they volunteer for events in the community. So I've got them wrapping presents for free.
How
Nice.
is
Oh, now that's
that?
cool.
And in
That is
return,
good.
they get credit hours. So some of these kids, whenever they graduate, they're going to end up with like $1,500 in scholarships.
Oh, that's even better.
Wow.
That is so smart. Yes.
They don't
So
want me to wrap presents, though. have to
well, I
pay
would
you.
love for you guys to
I would
come
have
see
to
this.
pay you
Oh, my goodness.
for the wrapping paper I would destroy. I can't wrap.
I have to take a trip up there and go in there and check it out, take some pictures for our page.
But that's
That'd be
also teaches the kids something about also seeing that there may be, what it is like for those that are in need, that they may not,
Yeah.
a lot of people are not exposed to that at all. So they don't
No.
know.
yeah.
And it also teaches them, service, to do service for others. So I think this
Exactly
is
what I
awesome.
was thinking. That
Thank you.
is smart.
It's a little bit like the
Yeah.
Sneeze Ferry Shrimp Festival, because I've watched it over the years, decades, in fact.
Mhm.
The kids grow up, and the kids who were kind of participating at one time as kids, they're now leading these
Yeah.
organizations. They're involved, that heavily involved. That would be something I would assume that some of these kids that you're dealing with are
Yeah.
going to, as they age out from school,
Yep,
maybe move into doing things with you closer, much more closer.
I think so.
How do you choose who is going to be the recipient? Or is it still through the schools?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the school
Okay.
system and the counselors, they
Mhm.
give me. Of course, they don't give me they
No,
don't give me
no,
names,
yeah.
but they give residents my name,
Right.
and then they can reach out to me. So now I do have a Facebook page.
Mhm.
It's Sboro
Christmas cheer
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Okay.
And so residents can go to that page. And once the registration is open, it's a first come, first serve
Mhm.
because every 15 minutes, a different family is coming through shopping privately. And then the next group comes in. So it is discreet.
Oh, I like
Oh, that's
that.
wonderful.
Yeah, I do like that. And how do the recipients get the gifts? Like how are they? Do they come pick them up?
Yeah,
Okay.
they come to the Rotary
Okay.
and they shop just like they're in a store.
Okay.
And they pick what they want that they feel
Mhm.
like their child would like. And then we transition over to the wrapping and then they're out. So it kind of goes in a loop. Like people are coming in, people are going out.
Right. Is there a limit? Like one person can't come in and get 100 things.
No.
Okay.
So like when you come in, the stations are set up where you would get like one family gift and you make it age appropriate for your kids.
Mhm.
And then you move over to the next station and it's one per child. So by the time you leave,
Mhm.
you've left with Christmas.
Got it.
That's good.
Okay.
Now,
For
where do you get these gifts?
People donate them.
Yeah. I mean, so people,
Like stores or?
I have 15 drop boxes
Mm.
throughout the Swansboro area.
Yeah.
And also I do have some business owners, they just donate monetarily. Like they don't have time to go Christmas shopping or anything. So they just say, here, go get what you need. So I do that. And again, this year, like I'm $20,000 plus.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
And
Sherry,
Christmas
could you give me
That's
that
cool.
website one more time so I make sure I have it right?
Yeah, it's sborough
Right.
Christmas cheer
Okay.
at Gmail.
Got it. Okay.
What is the most unique or cool gifts that have been given that you guys will turn around and hand out to the kids that need it?
Well, there's a couple this year that was really cool. So there's this little moped. It's like a little scooter.
Okay.
And the child can actually ride it. But in the back, it has like this little thing you flip up and you make a pizza out of Play-Doh, like you're delivering pizzas.
Oh, really?
How cool is that? And then there was this other one. My daughter will kill me for saying this one, but there's a yoga goat.
A what ago?
A yoga goat.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this little goat is like, I mean, people do goat yoga now. So they've made a yoga goat for kids.
Time.
What
What is a yoga goat?
It is this little tiny goat. It's like a stuffed animal, but he does yoga and he talks
Yoga?
to, yes.
How does a stuffed animal do yoga?
Well, I know
like
at a friend's venue over the summer, they would have goat yoga out there at the farm.
Really?
You go out there and the little goats climb on your back.
Is that real goat?
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are
real
real.
goats.
Yours not
Goat
real goat.
yoga's a thing.
I'm not
Goat
giving
goats.
out goats.
Not real goats.
I want that goat. The
Yeah,
one you have.
I do too.
You don't have to feed that one, right?
Well,
No.
true, but they're just you don't have to worry about it. But yes, I
is
want that
super cute.
yoga.
I
I'm
have
gonna.
to show you.
I got to look that. Where, I don't know where you got it.
Amazon.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's
Hold
see
on.
How much that thing
Oh
is.
my heavens. That's great.
You might need one of those. Maybe you can get one of those
Super
toy yoga goats that wear spike heels.
That would
and
be great. Something
put on
to
your
work on the
back. And, yeah. There you
Yeah,
Do acupuncture at the same
Oh
time.
my god, it really is a thing.
That's what I need.
it really is a thing, and it's super cute. But
Uh-oh.
I was
Oh,
listening
gosh.
to Dr. Stein before, and I think after this, I need to go buy toboggans and
Hey,
gloves.
why not?
So, yeah, so that would be good.
I'll tell you what, we wear them. I wear it when we go to these ball games when that temperature gets down
Oh,
to
yeah.
near freezing even. When it gets
Yeah.
cold, I wear it because I lose a lot of.
We've learned over the last month or so. I mean, we now have heated
stadium
seat
seats.
chairs.
yeah.
We're all wearing hats and gloves, and we're just bring blankets. But
Yeah, we're prepared for sub freezing temperature. It was 23 one night where we were.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Havelock.
so the ages range mostly school children all the way up
Yes.
to
K
young
through 12.
teenagers, K through 12.
Yeah.
And if somebody wanted to present a toy for the Christmas cheer, just go to the Rotary and drop it off.
Yep, they could go to the Swansboro Rotary. If they go online, I do have a PayPal and I also have a Venmo. if they
Okay.
wanted to donate monetarily, that
Okay.
they could do
Now,
that.
what you gave me was your email. Now,
Yeah.
do you have a regular website?
I do have a Facebook page, and that's
Okay.
just Swansboro Christmas Cheer.
I'll add that in.
No. The gifts that you are soliciting from individuals
Mhm.
as a new,
New, unwrapped.
unwrapped, and toy.
Yes,
Okay.
that would range from K through 12.
Okay.
And I'd love to take care of my high school kids too.
Well, I was going to ask you, is there anything special, anything that you're lacking? We've only got 1 week from today.
No, I've only got another day of this.
Well, we got 1 week
Yeah.
from 1 day from today then.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do
So-
you need now?
So what I'm missing now is really for the older children. I
Mhm.
shouldn't say children, older kids.
They are children.
Yeah.
For
They don't
me-
want to be called
For
children.
me, they're all children.
Yeah, for me
Until
too.
they get to be 40.
Yeah.
What are you looking at for them? I know gift cards probably because they love those.
Gift cards, they like Legos. I like the sporting things. So any like soccer balls,
Mhm.
basketballs. There a lot of them do like this gaming stuff,
Mhm.
like Xbox and that type of thing. They like
Ooh,
those
yes.
items.
A lot of them,
Games.
and they also I know a lot of teenagers that they like drawing stuff like sketchbooks and sketch pads and things to draw with for the ones that do like to draw.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
suggest that too.
Fishing poles. I went to
I imagine in
a
Swansboro it would be
store.
great.
Like
Yeah.
we would. I like to do things to get them outside. I don't like them to stay on computers,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah.
fishing poles, bikes, really anything.
Mhm.
I mean,
Even skateboards and stuff.
yeah,
Well, a lot of kids may have may have a fishing pole, may have access to fishing poles in Swansboro area.
Mm.
Get them some lures of their own.
yeah,
Pick out a little box, and if you're a fisherman, you know what they need.
yes.
So go and pick out something that you would like to have, and fill up a little container with those lures.
Right. That's good stuff.
Now, do you have fundraisers throughout the year to help?
I really don't. Again, like I started very, very humble in my little
Yes.
bug,
Yes.
and that's just kind of grown, and it's
Right.
kind of done its own thing.
I think
So
it's great
I haven't.
because, we have Onslow County Christmas
Yep.
cheer, but
Yep.
to focus on the small towns like this,
Mhm.
I would urge North Topsail, Richlands, Holly Ridge. If
Yeah,
you've not
everybody.
got one, maybe talk to Sherry about how to start a nonprofit for this because,
Yeah.
the more the better.
I think it's a great thing.
Mhm.
It is a
I
good
do
thing.
And we are thinking about, there are several different organizations, since you brought that up, that I have started. Like there's Operation Deployed Santa.
Mhm.
Yes, that's with the Lancers.
That's with the
Right.
Lancers. Yep. So we're teaming up with them. So hopefully next year, maybe we can all put our ideas and
Right.
minds
That's
together
good.
and join forces. And then everyone can just come to one location and we
Right.
can serve everybody.
Right.
We're tossing that around.
Yeah, I just talked to John Michael a couple of nights. He was telling me about the influx of toys they had
Yeah.
coming in, so that's great.
Yeah.
That's good. Good.
That's very
Glad
good.
to see it. Well, no kid should wake up on Christmas morning and find nothing.
No,
Right.
I agree with that.
That's right.
absolutely not.
Yeah. Totally
Well,
agree.
we all just, it's great what you do. And it
Thank
just
you.
warms my heart. You see this at Christmas time, so many people
Mm-hmm.
out doing for others. And that's what Christmas is about.
Yep, it is.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
You have
you
a-
Thanks for
very
coming
much.
in.
We have a few things to
Oh, wow.
give you today to take back.
Well, thank you.
You're so welcome.
I appreciate it. And thank you for inviting me.
Oh no, anytime. We're here, we're open. You have something going on, you've got my number and email, just holler at us.
Lee just put your Facebook information in our comment
Yes.
section so people
Yeah.
will be able to access it. And it's on
Yes.
Facebook and on
And,
YouTube. So.
and we also put your email on there too. So if anyone has any questions or has something in
Last minute donation.
yes,
Yeah.
let's get it done.
You got something, you can do it today. Get it on
Yeah,
over there.
get over
the
to
Rotary.
Swansboro.
That's
Yeah.
Can we
right.
go straight to the Rotary Center today or where?
Yep. Swansboro Rotary.
All right, y'all got something?
That is
You got some
wonderful.
gifts out there? Okay, so you got some gifts and it's nothing that you bought extra, as we
Right.
talked about earlier. A lot of people buy extra. Okay, why don't you go donate it?
Mhm.
Right, exactly.
As long as it's appropriate for a kid.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all for that.
All right, sounds good. Sherry, thank you.
Thanks
thank
so
you
much.
very
Thank
much.
you all.
Pleasure
What did you
meeting
do?
you.
What did you do at the PD?
I was the first admin assistant
Oh, really?
at Swansboro Police
Nice.
Department.
Wow, cool. You
Yeah.
kept them busy. You
Kept
kept them,
things rolling.
Yeah,
Yes.
you kept them out of trouble?
I tried. I tried. Man, did I try.
What do you do now besides this?
Now I run a hospitality service
Oh,
over
really?
at the beach.
Nice.
Look at
See
you
now, we know who to go to.
I need some hospitable service at the beach from time to time.
We'll,
Don't listen.
we'll just clean everything right up.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
You
you.
have a
Thank
good one.
you guys.
Thank you
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry,
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, everyone.
Yes, and thank Mike for referring us to
Yeah,
you
thank you,
because it
Mike.
was
Absolutely.
certainly a pleasure to have
I'm
you
sure I'll
here.
be seeing him later.
And
So I definitely will.
And you can send me an email sometime about something you know about him, a dirty, dark secret.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
fine.
We will not tell.
I won't tell him where I
Everyone.
came
Y'all
from.
are such liars.
All right.
Mike's
Thank you.
good people.
He
So,
is.
He is.
Absolutely.
Rayford, I got a story for
You
you.
got a story for me?
Yeah, it's
Is it
not
a
a good
lie or
story.
is it a story?
No, it's a true, not a good thing.
Okay.
It's a, it might make some people mad story.
Good.
Yeah.
Just up my alley.
Um,
Can you carry
the Department of Defense, which our good old DOD,
Yes, my friends.
announced down in Guantanamo Bay,
Oh, no.
they transferred, in the last 24 hours, they've transferred 3 detainees. Now I'm about to totally butcher it. Well, one name I know I can pronounce, the other ones I'm not sure about. So
Doesn't matter.
Mohammed
Scumbag.
Farik bin Amin and Mohammed Nazir bin Lep, they're Malaysians. They took them out of Guantanamo and let them go back to Malaysia to serve out the rest of their sentence. Now, laughable at
right.
best, okay? And the third guy, Muhammad Abdul Malik Bajabu, they sent him to Kenya to serve out his time.
Oh, wonderful. Retraining.
So these are
Let me tell you the real fact. What these guys do, they go back and they tell other people, they tell other scumbag, if you get caught
Mhm.
and they're going to send you to get Mo, when you go down to Guantanamo Bay, here's what you can expect to happen. Here's how you can get by.
Mhm.
They're training
Oh,
future bad
absolutely.
guys who
Yes.
get caught.
and
They're terrorist trainers.
how many people actually believe that these scum of the earths are actually going to be
Positive citizens.
serving their citizens in a jail in Malaysia? If you believe that for even 5 seconds,
I got a,
I got a whole bunch of
land.
land to sell you.
And
And I can tell you how low life and scummy these people are, because Robin
Yeah.
was part of the U.S. government anti-terrorism task force and spent about 6 months down in Guantanamo
Mhm.
interviewing these fools. And their ideology is so ingrained. They absolutely despise Americans. Their goal and mission in life is to kill as many of us as they
Yep.
can. They made no bones about it. Robin was in there actually, his job was to interview, because Robin is a very good interviewer and he takes incredibly detailed notes, and they knew that. So they had him in there. He had his little interpreter with him because Robin didn't speak whatever they spoke. I'm just saying.
He didn't speak terrorist.
But they were, some of them were awful. I mean, there were some that, threatened Robin, threatened, his family, all of us and whatever.
Bring it on.
Come on. And the other ones, one guy was very respectful to Robin. He even said, look, if you weren't American, I'd probably like you. But I don't. If you let me loose, I'm going to kill you. I mean, it's literally what he said. These people are not your average, just run of the mill, because they're so, from birth, it's so ingrained, the hatred. It will never change.
They are, people say they're just humans. No,
No,
they are not
y'all
human
just-
beings.
Especially some people in the Democrat Party think that their minds can be changed. Robin came back and told me some of the things that they talked about and said. It will never be changed. You don't understand. These aren't, your average run of the mill quote criminals. If someone's who doesn't know any better is trying to compare, and it is scary to think that these 2 are going back to Malaysia, which we know is a hotbed of terrorist activity, and Kenya, which also is a hotbed of terrorist activity. I just can't fathom that the U.S. government would think that they're going to actually stay. They're going to be transferred to a prison there. So we're probably going to have to deal with them again, plotting, planning. Because if
Well,
I don't know how long they've been there.
If not them, it's going to be somebody,
Yes.
when they get caught. Seriously,
Yes.
that's the way they work it. Robin knows that.
I mean, so now apparently there's 27 detainees left at Gitmo,
What a shame.
and 15 are transfer out. I don't even know what that means.
I can, I'll take them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll be happy.
Because their ideology.
Well, I can change
is-
that.
Well, you can end it. There's a difference.
I can change it.
That's not changing it; it's ending it.
Well,
So this is
the
scary.
last few seconds.
And
really
DOD, I
changed.
don't, and remember, the Obama administration is who wanted to close Gitmo. So let's remember
I know,
that.
I know.
So
Still in
we
charge.
know where this is coming from.
Large and in charge.
Yep, scary. So that's my story.
I should never have been allowed to live once they get caught as terrorists. They're never going to serve humanity in a positive way.
Mhm.
Turning them loose for the crimes that they've committed is doing no one any good. And I think that every time that somebody like that who's released, every time that we find out that that person is responsible
Mhm.
in any way for the death of an American,
And they all
that our
are.
government should be sued
And,
by the families of those people who were hurt and killed.
and by the American citizen in general. But yes, and what is even sadder about this story is you're not hearing a lot about it on the media. This,
Why would you?
yeah.
That makes them look bad.
Yeah. And it's scary about how much the American public is not told this, because I'm sure we're going to hear from these fools again,
Mhm.
sadly, and not in a good way. It's just sad. It's
I
frustrating.
actually was in Guantanamo when it was a nice place
It was basically,
before 9/11
well, I mean, yeah,
several
and
times.
it was, and then the Guantanamo Bay base is beautiful. Robin's pictures
It
that he
is.
took back. Now I don't think he feared these detainees as much as he feared Haas, the Komodo dragon that terrorized him and his fellow agents in there. They named him Haas. This was the size of like a German Shepherd. This is the biggest lizard I've ever seen. I don't know. I guess they are lizards. They would peek out, and there's actually somewhere a small video of Robin peeking out of his apartment, and they had vehicles to drive, obviously. And Robin had a pickup truck, like a
Was it like
like a
Cujo?
little Toyota small Toyota pickup truck. Robin's looking.
Hilux, they
He don't
call it.
see him. So, and one of the guys, an FBI agent that was 2 doors down for Robin. Robin, it's safe. Run. As Robin starts to run, you see him, Haas, running towards him. Robin has to jump in the back of his cab and then climb in through the side
The window.
window around, because that thing was huge.
Didn't
He
didn't they give him a gun?
They weren't allowed to kill Haas. Yeah, he terrorized all those FBI agents. They had FBI, CIA, NCIS. All down there. Haas ran the roost, and Haas was huge. And they were
I would
these grown men
imagine,
were afraid of him.
maybe the normal people down there, NCIS and FBI.
Yeah, NCIS and CIA
but
there too, yeah.
If some of those other guys might not take so kindly to that, then they could make things disappear.
These grown men was so hilarious, so afraid. And one time I was on the phone with Robin, and I could hear this guy yelling, because Haas was chasing, and the guy could not run fast enough. Like it was, and this guy was absolutely fearful. It's hilarious. It's funny. I mean, I guess it added some comedy to their stressful, job, being afraid of a giant thing. Yeah, I have to show you a picture of him because we have some at the house. Yeah.
He wasn't down there when I was there, obviously.
It was 2007.
No, this was well
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah, he was in 2007.
But because some of us probably would have he could have been dinner.
Trust me when I say I'm telling you, they wanted to make him dinner. They just weren't allowed to. But they named him. His name was Haas, and he was a Haas.
The guy that's accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO,
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione,
hmm
his only viable chance, according to a defense attorney, not his, but another one who wants to make news, of success in his murder case is some type of psychiatric defense.
Well, I felt like that was coming based on
Oh,
that.
now this dude,
Uh-huh.
his name is Gotlin, Daniel Gotlin. He's with a New York firm. Successfully tried a mental health defense in 2014 while representing a man accused of fatally his mother. Now, let me explain something to you, the difference between a guy who goes berserk, obviously has a mental issue, and stabs his mama to death. There's probably going to be some mental issues there. I
And there
will
could have
give
been
you
some
that.
childhood trauma.
But when you
But
take
this
a
is
guy
different.
who stalks
Yes.
over a period of time,
Yes.
y'all keep forgetting that part. Stalking does not take the death penalty off the table.
Mm-mm. Well, New York doesn't have it.
Or first degree.
Yeah.
Whatever. It should never reduce. You can't. No, they've got all of the circumstances. And by the way, we'll find out on Monday about a little bit more about that because we have our esteemed district attorney coming in Monday morning at 7:30. He'll be here.
Yay,
VA
yay,
lady,
because
Ernie
we
Lee.
have
But
questions.
this is two different. Yeah. I mean, I anticipate some kind of mental
yeah.
capacity defense.
Oh, that his attorney came out with that the first day. I'm like,
I knew that was coming.
yes.
Well, he's crazy. Well, he is. Everybody who commits
claiming
murder is
that the
crazy, but that's
healthcare-
not legally crazy.
Mhm.
If he knew what he was doing was wrong. Okay, here's the thing.
Right.
He knew what he was doing was wrong. I'm not a shrink. You're closer to a shrink than I am. But the guy who knows what he's doing and tries to get away, well, did he try to get away? He successfully got away.
Yeah.
He avoided capture for quite some time. The guy that stands there and walks up to a dude, starts laughing like the Joker, and shoots him, and stands there on the street corner. Oh, I'm nuts, crazy, and bang. And
He
then
knew what he was doing.
he could get off on with a psychiatric issue. That would be one of the elements. But the guy who runs away, knowing what he did, and he knew it was wrong,
Well, he planned the whole
and
thing.
he planned it, and he stalked. That stalking is a separate part
Right.
of a murder.
Well, he sat out there for an hour waiting for
Not
this.
just then.
Right.
How many other times that they're not telling you about, us about?
The
Because that
morning of
wasn't
the
the first.
shooting
That
then.
wasn't the only time he's been.
I
there.
mean, he well organized what he was going
Yes,
to
he did.
do and how he was going to ditch the bike and how.
Mhm.
And to me, crazy.
And he got a
defense.
ghost gun.
Yes, it's too well.
No
planned.
serial numbers.
Right.
Huh.
But stupid enough to leave his
The
drink
shell-
bottle around.
And to leave his shell casings. I
And-
mean,
and his-
maybe that was a plan for
Uh-huh.
the future or something. After he got away and
and
thought about it. Oh,
Maybe it was cockiness, like, I'm above. I
Who
mean,
knows?
It's a shame that he was such an he's such an intelligent young man
yeah.
and could have gone very, very far from a very wealthy family.
Smart people can commit murder too.
Yes, they can, but it's just kind of sad to see him go that way.
Anyway, this wannabe lawyer who wants to get on TV and make news, he says, my guess is they should try some kind of psychiatric defense where it mitigates his intent to do this in the hopes that instead of getting convicted of murder, he gets convicted of manslaughter. Even if he gets the maximum, which is 8 to 24 years, he could still get out. You may spend 15, 16, 18 years in, but at least one day you're going to get out.
Tell that to his family, to the victim's family. It just makes me, and what gets me is you can go on social media, you can see it on TikTok, you can see it on Instagram Reels, everywhere. People defending this man for doing what he did.
That's ridiculous.
It is sick.
Even Alvin Bragg,
I saw that this morning.
even Alvin Bragg, the
Excuse me.
the idiot district attorney up there, he said yesterday that a grand jury indicted Mangione on one count of first-degree murder in furtherance of terrorism, 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of second-degree criminal weapons possession, 4 counts of third-degree criminal weapons possession, 1 count of fourth-degree criminal weapons possession, and 1 count of second-degree criminal possession of a forged instrument.
What about like a
crazy.
stalking charge? I would
Why
just
they didn't
tap that
add
on for the-
stalking to that, I do
Yeah.
not
Why would you not?
know.
I mean, he clearly stalked him. He was
Yes.
there over a week.
Well, I'm sure they can update
Yeah.
the charges.
Yeah, they can.
Once they get Would it have to be just that morning stalking, or would it be the continuation
It would be a
prior
continuation.
to that?
Mangione,
Right.
according to Bragg, his actions were premeditated and targeted.
Mm-hmm.
Premeditated and targeted, coming from a left-leaning DA. I don't see this defense attorney, Mangione's defense attorney. I don't see that. I bet his attorneys are laughing at that one even. We're going to be lucky that, when they don't take him out back and hang him.
One thing I wish in New York, they don't televise the trials.
Well,
I would like to watch that one.
Well, New York does not have the death penalty.
I know,
Yeah.
but it still has first-degree murder.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That would mean
Life imprisonment.
could be
Mhm.
life imprisonment, supposedly without parole, but that's just a misnomer, and anybody that believes that.
Well, Rayford, we need to go to Hawaii.
What's in Hawaii?
Can we get the boat there?
Yeah, but it'd take a few years.
This guy yesterday, it's a fishing charter. They reeled in a massive grander blue marlin. This thing weighed 1,124 pounds.
How many? 1,000?
1,124. Measured
I don't think
178.
that's not a record. I don't think.
Well, no, but they said this has been the largest fish caught off States Coast in nearly a decade. But you've got to see this picture. It measured 178 inches in overall length, 82 inches in girth.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine trying to reel that thing in?
So what I felt like last night in my girth of it.
Yeah, but it would probably take 3-4 men working how many hours of getting
Quite a while.
Good Lord,
Yeah.
it is huge.
Yeah, there's a gentleman out of Carolina Beach that caught he was at over 1,000 pounds, 1,100, 1,200 pound marlin a few years
Mhm.
ago, 10, 15 years ago.
Wow.
And
Oh, I would just love to be on the boat.
how do you
Watch the thing
celebrate
come up.
Christmas?
How do I celebrate
Mhm.
Christmas?
Number one thing on my list. What's number one on my list?
Food.
It's a time to celebrate the birth of Christ, of course. It's when
Right.
to celebrate with family. Whether your family is here or they're halfway across the country, you can still celebrate the season for all the right reasons. One part of celebrating is good food. We can all agree on that, I think. At Jacksonville's only waterfront restaurant, Marina Cafe is happy to help you have fun on this joyous of occasions. It's where the locals can break bread with the wonderful men and women of our armed forces as well, who may be a little too far from home to get a great meal. But you can rest assured that while it might not be mom's home cooking, the folks at Captain Bob Beck's Marina Cafe will prepare a meal you'll not be forgetting. Remember, there are no strangers at Marina Cafe. That's the cool thing. Whether it's your first visit or whether you're a regular, everyone is welcome. Stop in. It's casual. Have a chat with Joe Jack. He's the resident parrot. I don't think there's a pirate around there, but there's a parrot. Stroll the waterfront. After the first time you're there, you're sure to return. Captain Bob Beck's Marina Cafe alongside the bridge at Marine Boulevard in downtown Jacksonville. Merry Christmas to all from Captain Beck's most friendly crew. And I'll tell you something else you can do right now. If you want a gift, stop by Marina Cafe, get something that will entice someone to go. It's a gift card. Get a gift certificate for a meal or whatever. Just give a gift certificate. You got waterfront dining. I tell you, on a nice day, you can get out there and sit in one of those chairs, and you can just let your mind wander. Joe Jack will be walking around. He may walk up to you and look at you.
I'm not saying that's a bad bird. I'm just
It's a
saying
nice
he
bird.
He's
doesn't
a
like
scary
me.
bird.
He does not like
Joe
me.
Jack is scary, but he is beautiful to look at.
He's a
But
beautiful
just
bird.
scary.
He's a
That
beautiful
bird knows when I'm there.
Yeah,
That
he's
bird is
scary.
waiting around the corner just to scream.
It's your hair. Cut it
yeah.
off.
No, and then
Wear
you're
a
sitting on
hat.
the bench, and here he comes, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I love Joe Jack.
He's a cool little bird.
Yes,
And if you
yes.
guys are planning something like a reunion next year, high school reunion or any other kind of
Yes.
reunion, how about some of your military unit folks are getting together, some guys that you served with, you just want to all get together? That would be a great place to go too.
Very,
So,
very good.
I've been to
That's
several
where we
reunions
did
there.
the reunion for Court Street
Yep.
last year.
And
everyone had a
done it several times.
Great time.
It's always a
Great
blast there.
time.
Captain Beck, he takes care of you.
That makes me again hungry. Every
Yeah, I
morning you
know.
talk about it. Now I want
They got some great
go.
clam chowder. When I was
They've got
working
good food
downtown,
there.
we were working over at Marina at Tie Line Marine. I could call over there and I say, I want some chowder. I'll pick it up. And I go by there and get some chowder, and they give me the crackers and stuff to go with it.
Oh,
And
they're
get back over. Oh,
Their food there is just good.
Oh yeah,
It's some great chowder. I
Yeah.
will tell you that
Oh,
right
that
now.
steak and cheese and the French
steak and cheese is
you can
amazing.
I
dip
don't
it-
do
oh,
steak
the steak
at a
and cheese
seafood
is good.
restaurant.
Well,
Me.
but sometimes you just when you look at that sandwich, I'm like somebody.
I think shrimp sandwich, shrimp
Well,
burger.
I remember I was there and I was eating a shrimp plate, and somebody passed by with that sandwich, and I was
I've
like,
It
had
does-
it.
it
and
does
it's
look good.
amazing.
"It is so good.
It's
though."
very good. Their
Yes.
fries are good too.
Yes, they are.
I like good fries. I'm not even supposed to
Just
eat them.
ask them to be crispy because that's what I would do. I would call.
Mhm.
I'd get an order of fries, crispy. I tell them burned.
Well, you were across
I
the
don't want
street then,
fries.
though, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I call and say, give me some. I want my chowder. And I want a bowl of chowder. Make it hot. Make sure it's hot.
Mhm.
They do. And then I get the fries and make sure they're burned.
Right.
Give me my
Crispy,
ketchup.
crispy hard.
I got my salt, but you give me the ketchup, and that's what they do.
Yes.
I mean, it's good stuff. You can order whatever you want now. You can pick it up.
Everything I've ever ordered in there has been exceptional.
Same.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
and
it's
the
very good.
prices are
Can't beat it.
wow.
For our reunion, for the reunion that you're talking about, the downtown Court
Yes.
Street reunion, we used to go in there once a month for a meeting,
Right.
and we'd always eat when we're there. We'd have food,
Oh yes.
and they'd always put us up in a little side room or there at a table if the crowd was small. But we always Bob Beck's a cool guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is
I'll tell
very
you something
nice,
else about
very
Bob.
nice.
What?
He took a sailboat, did not have GPS. I think the compass was broken, and he sailed to the Bahamas from here.
Oh, heck no.
Oh, he did. Now that's a real honest to goodness captain. He's been
Yes.
a maritime
That's
captain
somebody
forever.
with,
Dead reckoning.
yes.
That's what
like,
you call it.
oh, heck no. You get on him for doing it, but no
He went
way.
right where he was going.
Mm-mm.
Mhm. So I told him the other day, I said, you know what? Next time you get ready to do a trip like that, I would really love to go along. He said, it might take a month. I said, I'll bring my
Raven's okay with
tanks and
that, yeah.
my gear and we'll have lobster. He says, oh, that's right. You dive. I says, yeah. He said, there's a lot of lobster there. I said, I understand. I said, we can eat like kings.
Yeah.
So anyway, Captain Bob Beck's Marina Cafe bridge on the outgoing side of the Jacksonville.
Well, I got a story.
Kelly, before you tell your story,
Yeah.
did you hear our astronauts in space are going to be stuck there longer? It's going to be late March now before they get rescued.
No way.
Oh, can you imagine their overtime?
The
Ooh.
vessel that
I
they're
got
building or
tremendous.
putting together, whatever, to go to
Uh-huh.
rescue them is not going to be ready. And now they've delayed it.
These, I'm telling you what. When
You
I
put
tell you
me
I
and
would sue
Kelly
the
up
federal
there,
I would
government,
be so rich when I got back here.
Kelly and I would be building our own space
Yeah.
capsules.
No,
We
no,
were
I
up
didn't
there
figure out how to
back.
parachute back. First of all, I would have never
You
gone.
can't
Right.
parachute
So let's-
from
I'm just
space.
saying, I would have figured something out. I would have hitched a ride to that last thing that took those other ones
An
back.
asteroid
I would have
coming
been.
down.
I would have been like a stowaway. One that picked. Those three got
I
picked up.
understand, but
like,
that things have a certain amount of weight.
and a
they can
couple of
carry.
them ended up in the hospital. You ain't heard no more
Oh,
about
she's
that.
lost so much weight. It's a tremendous amount of weight.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
she
lady
need to?
looks- No, this is not going to end up being good.
I'm sure it's stress.
And I'm
Look at
telling
her.
them, yeah.
Look how skinny she is now.
Oh yeah. I just think about their mental health. I mean, that's
But you
mean,
know what?
I'm just thinking about the money I'd be
I know
getting.
her hair is way up in the air like that, but that's mine on a normal day
Same.
without the gravity and all
yeah.
that.
yeah.
Bless her.
It's
Well,
just-
she doesn't
yeah.
need to see Joe Jack, does she?
No. Joe Jack could be snatching at
He
that.
would.
But man, I feel bad for them.
I do. I mean, they were only supposed to go 2 weeks, a month. It was like something.
It was since June, I think it is.
Yes.
that they've been up there.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Look, Elon Musk can't send his little spaceship up there to pick them up.
I'm gonna tell you what. If they asked him, I bet Elon could
Yes,
get
it's,
something
y'all
up there.
just send Elon's little ship up there. Let him get them, and let's just keep on going.
I was watching on X last night where he was out in the wilderness, don't know exactly where, and he was testing the Starlink, and it was really cool. It was really
Well,
cool.
he needs to send
We
his
need a
little ship up
Starlink. I
there.
need a
Yeah.
Starlink.
Yeah.
I want one.
Did y'all hear what happened in Wilson this week, Monday?
No.
So this parent barged into a high school. So he was sent in there, and he's told, they buzz you in and they say go to the office.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that parent didn't report to the office. He ran up to some kid and started assaulting him.
Slapped him in the face.
And
Really?
as the suspect is pulled away, the boy appeared to have a seizure because he was so freaked out. And then finally, kind of got up and walked away, and he was charged. So the sheriff's office came, teachers pulled him off. The man's name is Quentin Earl Lofton. He was charged with felony assault by strangulation and disorderly conduct for entering the school, and then assaulting a student over what apparently was an isolated outside of school, because this is a parent of another kid.
Right.
Placed in Wilson County detention under $7,500
That's
secured
also
bond.
known as the
But he
jail.
bonded out because that's low.
Yep.
So the sister of the boy said her brother was very traumatized. Can't blame him. And said he is just very, very shaken up. I mean, he choked this kid out. And
I know they didn't really go into the story about how is it that when that parent goes in there and bypasses the office, that he just happens to find that student in the hall.
I think he timed it, knowing
Was it
Maybe change a
when
class
the
or something.
classes were changing.
Right.
And he knew the parent.
was he the kid that he assaulted, the targeted kid?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he did target
Yes.
that kid.
targeted
Ooh.
that kid. Yes.
Okay, that bond should have been much higher.
I agree. Like,
Yeah.
what is Wilson County Sheriff's Office doing?
Well, it's not
And-
them. They don't do it.
Well, that's true.
There's a
The
magistrate does it.
Yeah.
Right.
The cops
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Cops, if you want cops to put people in jail, you took it in $1 million. That's
Yeah.
just starting for jaywalking, as far as cops are concerned.
I mean, this is just such a, these parents, and I get it, but whatever happened between the parent's child and this boy, you don't.
School property is not the place.
You
to-
don't choke a kid out.
I've seen a few, but
Yeah.
but you might want to. But
Same.
I mean,
I
I just
know.
well, I guarantee you that school's going to change their
oh yeah,
policy
yeah.
a little bit on who they
Yeah.
let in and how.
Well, they said he's already been banned from the school.
that's
Well,
a big deal.
exactly.
That's
why I
like a
was- that made
domestic
me
violence
laugh.
order does not
Yes.
stop bullets.
Yes.
Duh.
Yeah.
You can't come back on here and assault anybody anymore. Sure. Didn't stop me the first time, did it?
Right.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, so that happened here in Wilson. Wilson, that's what 2 hours from here.
Yes,
really?
up there near
Yeah.
Rocky Mount.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marine forecasts, courtesy of Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. You can begin to unwind just a little bit right now. Christmas, 1 week away. Most of you have likely completed or almost finished whatever shopping you have to do. The stress of this season every year, I know, is sometimes more than you bargained for.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed that no matter what you told the Christmas crowd that you associate with, that you really didn't want to participate in gift giving extravaganza again, you likely know that others will buy some little trinket or another just to have a gift for everyone present. All right, so here we are. We know it may be rude for them to do that. In all likelihood, some of most of the folks at the event will honor your wishes. Some, not all. But there's always a couple of people who will break out some token gifts that they bought just in case you or others miraculously pull gifts out of a bag at the last minute. Then that's when the snowball forms. And everyone who brought just in case presents will start passing them around at the last minute after all the other gifts have been exchanged. I think that's a call for attention. Personally, you can be the psychologist there and figure that one out for me. But I think, having been witness to this, that it's just a call. Look at me. I still have a gift to give out, and pay attention to me. This is not the way to stop this vicious cycle. Even if you stash some presents in your car, do not be tempted to go get them. If you end up getting gifts, of course, you'll have to be gracious and accept them. You shouldn't do otherwise. At the same time, you might want to remind everyone that you have requested that they be excluded, that you be excluded from this tradition. but you'll accept them. Otherwise, it will never end. You can then politely tell these folks that you're going to save the gift unopened until next year. Give it to Toys for Tots or Swansboro Cheer.
Mhm.
Anyone, any favorite organization of yours that helps out every year. That will be your first step, the very first step in gaining control. And it may not be very easy if you'll set up a time when things cool down after Christmas. But while it's all fresh in your mind, you might want to set up a meeting with Community Prevention Services to discuss this whole problem. Community Prevention Services, 918 Henderson Drive in Jacksonville, 910-353-0972. They'll be happy to set up a time for you to chat before I continue. Is that a good plan? I made all of that up. Is that a good plan to have a chat with people in advance? Tell them whatever, but you know that they're probably going to give you a gift if you avoid the temptation. If you don't avoid the temptation at that time and you run for your car so you can get a gift for them, that cycle will never end, will it?
It will never end. I mean, I think everybody needs to do what works best for them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand the whole, if someone shows up, you having something, you know what I mean, like a candle or something, just
A token.
because it's awkward for someone to give you a gift and you don't give them one. For a lot of people, it is awkward. And for someone that may have anxiety, that can provoke a lot of anxiety. If someone gives them something and they know they don't have
Really?
something to give. Yes. Yeah.
But if you've made it perfectly clear,
Yeah.
and if you stand your ground one time,
hmm Yes, but some people with anxiety may have a hard time, quote, making it perfectly clear. Depends on the person.
you guys need to work on that for them, don't you?
So, I mean, it's everyone's anxiety affects people differently. But I understand. I like your idea, but it may not work for everybody.
Sooner
But I
or
like
later,
it.
you got to break the mold. If that's what your intent is, or either that, or you just succumb to doing it the same old way forever and ever and ever, and you get up with a bunch of junk. Offshore today, out to 20 nautical miles, northwesterly winds around 5, becoming southerly this afternoon. Seas 3 to 4 feet, occasionally up to 5. Sounds and rivers flat, increasing to a light chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, northerly winds kick it up, 20 to 25 knots, gust to 30. Seas 4 to 6 feet, occasionally up to 5, occasionally up to 8, 3 to 4 near shore. Sounds and rivers rough tomorrow. Northwesterly winds on Friday, 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop.
It's still foggy outside, by
Yes,
the
it
way.
is. I'm
I'm
looking
looking
out
out the
there.
window. Yes. So everyone, please be careful if you're driving.
We have nothing but a window to the fog
Yeah,
today.
it looks like something like the mist, but that's a whole other issue. Otherwise, when this stuff burns off, apparently, according to this, it's going to be partly sunny today with a high of 74. It's going to be our warmest day. You better enjoy that 74 because it's going to go downhill starting tonight. Showers and thunderstorms between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. and then the fog. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a low of 53 between the storms. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, high of 60, and there will be patchy fog in the morning as well. Tomorrow will be kind of windy, 6 to 14 mile an hour winds and 21 mile an hour gusts. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 39. So here comes that cold down. It's not even a cool down, it's a cold down. And then on Friday, partly sunny, a high of 56. And then it gets down to 48. Sunday, 41. Monday, 46.
Those are the highs.
Christmas Eve, the high will be 54. But Sunday night's low is 16.
No, I'm going to Florida.
Bitter.
16.
That's just bitter.
I'm going to Key West.
Well,
I'll be
the weather
there.
Yeah.
changes day to day, so maybe it'll change before
When is
then.
what's 18?
One
Is
week.
it Sunday, the first day? No,
The
Saturday.
22nd, isn't it? The
21st is
22nd?
first day of winter.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
day? What is it? Today is Wednesday, 18. Saturday is the first day of winter.
Okay.
Nice. So if we have thunderstorms after that, then we'll see if that
I don't believe
wives'
that.
tale is true. Just saying.
It's not just a wives' tale. It's the old wives'
Yeah, the
tale.
very
You
old
know,
wives' tale. Yeah.
A week ago, we had meteorologists predicting that we were going to get snow. All that's gone now.
Oh, I
That's
knew
all
that was
gone.
laughable. Yeah.
You can't predict it that far in advance for the coastal
Mm-mm.
part
They
of North
were
Carolina.
basing it
No.
on the winds aloft and everything like.
Yeah.
And there were several well-known meteorologists predicting that. But as
They've
you
been
know,
wrong
things
before.
change day to
Yeah.
day.
Oh, yeah.
Police out there in Aurora, Colorado. Why do I keep hearing of Aurora, Colorado?
Oh yes.
We got one here in North Carolina too.
Mm-hmm.
They say an overnight armed home invasion at a local apartment complex there resulted in 14 bad guys being detained. And they say, without question, it was a gang incident. Just before 2:30 in the morning on Tuesday, 2:30 a.m., police were called to the apartments for a reported armed home invasion in which victims were kidnapped and assaulted. Police Chief Todd Chamberlain said during a news conference yesterday that 14 people, mostly males with some females, entered the apartment where 2 people were inside. Police say the bad guys took the migrant victims to another apartment at the same location where the victims were threatened and bound. One of the victims, a man, sustained a stab wound. He's expected to survive. Both victims are still at the hospital for treatment of their injuries. At some point, authorities said the suspects released the victims and they called 911. They had been pistol whipped, they were beaten, they were mistreated, according to the police chief. Does that fall under the category of torture for me? Yes, it does. He said, this is without a question a gang-related incident. I don't know which gang they're affiliated with yet. Chamberlain said that there is a high assumption that they may be affiliated with the TDA. You know who TDA is?
It's that
Venezuelan.
Yeah.
Venezuelan gang of violent members. He stopped short of declaring which gang in particular was involved because he could not be certain at this time. We have got to get our hands wrapped around this problem. Aurora, Colorado, that whole area, extremely left-leaning. Sanctuary city, sanctuary state, sanctuary this, sanctuary that. Baloney.
But look how it's worked out.
Talk to these 2 people in that apartment.
Yeah.
You've got gang members, 13 of them.
Mm-hmm.
At 2:30 in the morning, they break in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Remember how Kamala downplayed all that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know.
Sickening.
What are we going to do? We're lucky here in Onslow County. We're extremely lucky in eastern North Carolina. Yes, there are gangs out there. Most of them are just willy-nilly gangs, more like the Little Rascals gangs than anything else, the ones that we see around here.
Ones around here, but I mean, Trinidad, Agua are
they're awful.
Charlotte, Raleigh. I mean,
Yes.
they're here in North Carolina.
Yes,
Just
they
haven't made
are.
their way down here,
Not in Jacksonville,
which I'm
Onslow
glad
County.
about. Yeah.
I would suspect that they have elements in New Hanover County
Oh, I'm sure about that. Yeah.
because New Hanover County is about as left-leaning as you'll find.
Mhm.
The sheriff there is not.
Yeah.
I've known him a long time.
Mhm.
Since he was a motorcycle cop, and he won't put up with that.
Yeah.
The police chief that used to be down in Curie Beach when I was down there, he had a
Mhm.
when the gang started moving in down there, they were just writing things on the walls, gang colors, gang sayings, and whatever on
Mhm.
down at the fishing pier.
It's Chris Marks.
He called all of us together and he said, "Gentlemen, we're going to suspend the rights of these folks. You need to encourage them to leave our town."
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's the way it was down there. Hey, Chris, what's up?
Well, another day in paradise, another great show.
Thank you. I can't see a thing out here, but
I couldn't do what? Oh,
I can't,
yeah.
I can't
That
see
was-
anything. But
I tell you what, at 4:00, yeah, it was very hard to see your hand in front of your face.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Not that I was doing it for any special reason.
I was going to
just
say
if
that's
I
kind of
could.
weird, but
Well, some people never change, but I want to let everybody know a couple of things. First, of course, our special going on till January 17th with Wreaths Across America, Wreaths on Our Fallen Veterans, my group. We've got people already have been donating to it. Thank you very much. And what's interesting, again, kudos to your program, is it's the only place that people have heard about it.
Yeah.
Was on your program,
Which is a shame.
So, no, it's not. Well, it's not a shame because we just announced it. I think, what did we do it Monday? And today is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I thought it was
Yeah,
Monday
thank
this
you.
morning, but anyway.
Okay.
I'm so confused.
So we've got some. I want to let people know that the website is working now. So if you wanted to do
Okay.
grade
Good.
specific, that is working. And I also want to kind of correct myself or explain the process a little bit better, because thanks to Lee's posting, I believe on your page, a young lady said it wasn't showing 5 for the price of $34. So what happens is if you sponsor 2 wreaths for $34, you get the third one free because we're still doing 3 for 2.
Right.
Then Wreaths Across America will sponsor, will match the 2 wreaths that you're paying for, and that's where the 5 come in. So it may not show it to you, but you have my word as a gentleman. Well, you have my word.
You are a gentleman. You're one of the
Well, I
few that I
appreciate
can.
it.
You're one of the few that I can attest that.
Thank you, Rachel. But it will do it. I promise. I just ordered my dad's grade specific one, and it will process it, and it takes a little time. I've also want to let people know that some still want to do it in checks. They don't want to use credit cards. They want to do it in checks or cash. And I have some to go pick up today, and some checks are being mailed to me. I trust people. So if you tell me you're going to send a check, I will process it ahead of time because we have that deadline of January 17th.
Okay, good.
11:59. So ways to get hold of me, very simple. Facebook, it's got the sunset or sunrise. And how you look at it, you can instant message me, or you can email me at cmarks3@ec.rr.com. And Lee has graciously said that you could contact her, and she'll put you in contact with me.
All right.
But I want to just thank everybody again. I know we're just days away from Christmas. Things are tight for everybody. Want to wait and do it maybe after Christmas? No worries. But this is our good start because we have to get 7,000 graves next year.
Yes, we do. We need to get them by the 17th of January. Then we can start on. Then we can start on the next year. Work a year. Let's work a year ahead. What's wrong with that?
Hey, not a thing. And I got to tell you, there are other groups out there doing different things. They may do it for a nonprofit. They may do it just matching 1 for 1. But
yeah, there are some. I'm sorry, Chris. There are some nonprofits that will get out there and push this fundraise for wreaths, and with you're buying them for $17 a piece, they're getting $5 back to their organization. So it's a nonprofit fundraising for another nonprofit, which that one that they're fundraising for gives them a kickback, which enables the fundraising, the nonprofit that's raising the funds to make money for their nonprofit. And then there are organizations that do like you do, buy 2, get 1 free right now with the special buy 2, get 5. So there's different ways of doing it. And I do believe now the group that has been in charge here in Onslow County, aren't they with the Civil Air Patrol, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, when you click on their number, it's going to show Cunningham Field, which is out of Cherry Point. But that group decided that in being involved in this, they were going to help Onslow County. They picked Onslow County to help.
Yes.
So, and it's great. Any group, any nonprofit group that wants to do it, it's great. It's awesome, and because it covers our coastal state
Right.
cemetery. New Bern has a national cemetery, and the host,
Yeah, we're
the
state.
guest that was on the show Monday, Kevin Yates, he and I become close friends thanks
I'm
to
so
our lead
glad.
contact. We talk almost every day. What's the best ways to do these things? One of the biggest is local businesses, and they actually go to him. He doesn't do a lot of going out because he works. They go to him, the local businesses. So I'm asking local businesses in Jacksonville County, I will come see you. I will do whatever you want me to do. I'll even do your dishes if you want me to for a day, if you'll make a donation.
Will you come get the leaves out of my backyard?
Yeah, he would.
Oh,
You
you want me to?
just got to match.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll mulch them, and Rayford can use them in the garden, or Kelly, or you whatever you want to. I'll mulch them.
Either that or just set fire to them.
But that's very nice of you too.
Fire department will love you.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, no worries. But again, I can't say enough about your program. And
No, I
I know you
appreciate
let me
that.
on a lot,
But
you're the only people right now that are promoting it and that have done it, and people are hearing about it.
well,
Because
we want to continue
you-
promoting, and that's the reason we request that you come on, that you graciously come on the air so much, is because of this. It's a great cause. It's a great thing. And if we could get way ahead of this whole deal, well in advance, it would just have a comfort feeling instead of waiting until November and like, oh my God, we got 3 weeks. Huh? Where'd the time go? Where did the time? We know. I got a suggestion for you. How
Okay.
well do you know the folks over there at the Greater Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce?
Mm-hmm.
I actually know them very well. I was associated with the back then Christmas parade for 15 years, and I was on military affairs. And it's very, very.
So
Yeah.
why not have them request to see if they would do it? I think she would send out in their monthly newsletter to all of the businesses that are members of the Chamber of Commerce. Here's what we're doing. A
Well,
little quick blurb.
I did that earlier, but of course we were on tight time frame. But who knows? I may just join, and that way I can put it on there and officially have it done. But it's a great idea, Rayford.
You know what, Chris? You need to get a hold of Mike McHugh in
And then
Swansboro
I was going to
too.
go there second.
Yes,
Mike McHugh covers
Well,
the greater
he's the
Swansboro
director
area.
there.
And Mike and Mike joined our Crime Stopper board, and
Mhm.
so he's quite instrumental in getting Crime Stopper out there. But yes, I'll be contacting Mike, and because it's not actually limited to just Onslow County.
Nope.
You can have a business in Alexandria, Virginia, if you pick our group. That's awesome. Anybody that can get the word out, and that happened the other night to me, is that a couple of realtors got involved, and they said, yeah, we'll pass the word around.
Okay, now with Michael, while I'm at it, and just publicly going to just throw out some possibilities here, the Greater Swansboro Area Chamber of Commerce Business Expo comes up in the spring.
That's
You
right.
need to be there.
I will be there, but I will park the Crime Stopper car and then go inside. And
You can wear 2 hats. Do whatever you need to do.
That's right. And we talked
Yeah.
about the Onslow County Fair.
Yeah.
You could probably
Yeah,
share a
so-
booth or something.
And that's why I realize, again, it's just a couple of days before Christmas, but that's why I started on Sunday after we did the wreath laying on Saturday is I'm going to start now. Why not? Yeah.
Well,
Give
personally,
me 364 days.
that's what you need to do. You need to every day do something, even if it's just put a post on
Yeah,
Facebook.
if you could manage to
Keep
get,
it going.
I don't know, between now and then, you could get 10 wreaths a day and match those up with 10 more plus one. Lord
I
of
know we
mercy.
can do this.
Yeah.
I know it can be
Yeah.
done.
It can be done.
Yes.
It will be. No, it will be done.
Uh-huh.
I'm making it my mission that it will be done. And hopefully today I can, as while I'm checking teddy bears for Hope for Warriors.
Oh,
He
yeah.
passed out to children.
Aw.
Have a little conversation with them, and
There
I see
you
a
go.
good fundraiser for that. So I may start a nonprofit one as well. And if we do that, then because again, next year we don't know what our offers are going to be.
Right.
It doesn't happen until
That's right.
February. So for this time frame, this is the best time to, if you're going to invest, donate $34. Get the biggest bang for your buck. It will come out to less than $5 a wreath,
Yep.
and they're beautiful. And you three are beautiful people to keep doing what you're doing, and I thank you.
Well, we
May
appreciate it.
God continue to bless you.
All right, then we got to get you into the selling part, and we got
Yes.
we got to get you selling
Yes.
commercials for us. You would be
Yes.
great.
I've done it before. I can do it
I
again.
know you can. All
Maybe
right.
we could
And I've
start our
actually told people,
drive time
you
program in
want-
the afternoon too, with Chris's
yeah,
help.
you want to get some money for your some good buck for bang for your buck in advertising. Do it on this program. You'll get more business than you'll know what to do with.
No. Well, they probably can figure out a way to do something with it. All right, Chris, you have a good one,
Thank
sir.
you, Chris.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Take care.
Bye.
Now you were talking about our
Marks.
district attorney is going to be on
Yep,
with
he
us
is Monday morning, 7:30.
I'm so glad you got out with him. There's so many questions.
Well, I've
I
been
hope we
working
can
on him.
remember.
I've been working on him, so.
Well, let me ask you about this one. This
Okay.
just happened in Burlington. A murder convict is wanted after to appear in court, according to the officials with the Burlington Police
What is the
Department.
murder charge? It is
First degree murder.
first degree. Why is he not in jail?
I'm asking the same thing. Officials said the 47 Latago during a first degree murder trial and an order for his arrest issued. He had been found guilty of first degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon and fled while out on bond. How do you get out on bond?
And
How do
this
you
is
get out
North
of
Carolina,
This is
Burlington, North Carolina, not
Burlington,
Vermont or
yes.
something stupid like that.
He was last seen driving a silver 2008 Mercedes-Benz C350 near Graham, North Carolina.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yes. I mean, how did he get out on bond? First degree murder.
For any of you legislators or anybody who has any pull with any legislators in North Carolina, there's one statute that needs to be brought back. It needs to be resurrected. It's called the outlaw statute.
Yes.
Now, let me explain to you what the outlaw statute was. I had a couple of personal experiences with that outlaw statute.
Mhm.
Here are the facts. If you are such a heinous individual and you are at large, and you can present a case, law enforcement, through the attorney general and then all the way to the governor to say that this person on the streets of North Carolina poses such a menace and a danger to public health, safety, then we can declare you an outlaw. Okay, so what does that mean? You're an outlaw, big deal. Cops going to come get you. No. It means that once you are declared an outlaw, any citizen may shoot you on sight
Whoa.
without confronting you, without attempting to take you alive. Once you are declared such an outlaw, they get to shoot and kill you wherever you are.
Wow.
Do you know how many times the people got shot?
Are we talking the Wild Wild West days?
None. Here's what occurred. With every case that I checked up on,
Right.
these so-called outlaws, once they found out they were declared an outlaw, they went to the police. They sought the safety of the police department and turned their butts in.
Mm.
Why? Because they trusted the police not to shoot them more than they trusted the civilians not to shoot them. So it was a heck of a deterrent. The guy that is out on bond, I think they should take the magistrate, whoever set that bond, or a judge, whichever judge, whoever put him out on for first degree murder, to await his sentencing. Guilty,
Yes.
and he's released on bond.
He was found guilty first degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. And
Now,
fled while I
if
was
it's
on
first
bond.
degree murder,
That's,
and he was charged with first degree murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon, did the robbery occur during the murder?
yes.
Then that's called capital murder.
Well,
They should have been charged and tried as a capital murderer. And at that point in time, you bring in the death penalty in North Carolina. What's wrong with this? Why is he out on bond? Y'all deserve what you get. You
Now
just
I
need to
know.
paint a picture. You need to put his picture on every billboard out there.
Yeah, he's known to frequent Burlington and Greensboro.
So, well,
To
right
see
now
him,
he's
don't
probably
approach him.
anywhere
Call
else.
911.
Why would he go anywhere else? Why would he stay there? You told me I was wanted for murder,
I'd be heading south.
I'd be
or
going
Mexico
somewhere else.
or somewhere.
Yeah, what's his name?
What was his name? Let me see. It was Marshall was the last name. I remember that. I think I lost this. Oh, it was here it is. Latago Marshall.
Latago.
Latago Marshall.
Got a description?
Litego. He's a black male.
Mm-hmm.
He is 47 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can get from this story.
Is that Marshall with 2 L's?
2 L's.
Mhm.
You're checking him out. I just don't. Why would you release somebody on bond awaiting the sentencing for
And what made
first degree
you?
murder?
What made you think he was going to hang around?
I don't understand that.
That's as dumb as thinking that the illegals that you tell to come back to
Oh,
court.
here we go. He's 5'10" tall and weighs 210 pounds. He also has several tattoos on his arms and chest,
Oh, goody.
including a chest tattoo that reads Tego, Tego. Wow. Well, you wouldn't know unless he had a shirt off, but near Graham, North Carolina, I just don't. 4 Russian aircraft intercepted near Alaska. This just broke. Let's see what this is about. But why? I don't understand. When I was in the sheriff's class and we went to court and the judge spoke to us and he talked about magistrates. A lot of magistrates, depending on the charges, they set the amount of bond.
That Latago spelled Latego.
Litego. And then we're talking about when it goes to the courts, why someone may be entitled to be released while out on bond. But you go town to town, county to county in North Carolina, and things are different. I think there should be one set precedent.
Okay, but why this guy was out on bond? Okay, because he's not much of a thing. Receiving stolen goods back in 1994, felony possession of stolen goods back in 1994, 95 larceny, a felony, breaking into cars, multiples in 95, and larceny in 95, possession of Schedule 2 drugs, 96, felony, speeding from police, a felon. Okay. Sell Schedule 2, felony. These are all convictions. Possession with intent to sell, Schedule 2, felon.
Wow.
Possession, Schedule 2, felony.
Hmm.
I mean, he's all over the place here. Another possession of Schedule 2, possession with intent to sell, Schedule 2, uttering forged paper. Habitual felon. He's found guilty of being a habitual felon. And they released him under bond? I'm sorry. What's wrong with y'all?
What would be the special circumstances that the prosecution, the DA, the ADA, the courts, what would be special provisions, special circumstances for them to be able to release him on bond for that?
There are none.
None that I can think of.
I mean, just based upon his criminal history, you would not release him. But on a murder charge?
He could have been
First degree murder? No.
Well, I wonder how long he's been in jail awaiting trial.
Who knows?
Isn't there some kind of provision that after a certain amount of time they have to let you out?
No. First degree murder? No.
No, I didn't think so either, but
There are people been up in Onslow County Jail in the past for
That's
3,
right.
4 years.
I mean, look at the Mariah
yeah.
case where Earl sat in the Onslow County Jail for several years.
FBI field office in Newark has urged New Jersey residents not to shoot down drones or point lasers at manned aircraft, taken to social media to warn against the dangerous and possibly deadly activity, which comes amid an uptick in reported drone sightings along the coast. Let me explain something. Y'all don't need to put out these warnings because we at this point in time don't care. We don't trust you.
Exactly.
The FBI, not that we don't trust you. We just don't trust those guys up there in the political world that say, there's nothing going on here, nothing to see, move on. No.
Well, look at the guy in Florida we talked about yesterday that shot one down, and it happened to be a Walmart test drone that was testing the delivery of packages.
But we in this country are feeling threatened. He
Yes.
has a good possibility here reading all of this stuff and things that are happening, and the government's not telling us anything except trust us.
I find it very unlikely that you're going to have 80 to 100 drones in one area, that somebody somewhere is either a club, but why aren't they saying anything? Could be the FBI testing out stuff, but doesn't want us to know. Somewhere, somebody's got an answer and it's being kept from us. Instead, now it's just spreading fear. And it's been noted in Virginia and several other states in between, and North Carolina has joined the group now. So if I see a bunch overhead my house, oh no, I'm going to get the cannon out. What would you do?
I don't know. It depends upon how threatened I am at the time. I just don't know whether I would feel threatened or not. I may not feel threatened. I may look up there and say, that looks like a little stupid toy. It's not going to do anything. The problem is, under cover of darkness, you don't know the size of them. All you know, got a couple of lights on.
Daytime, I wouldn't be as scared as I would if I had drones hovering over my house at nighttime.
They're hovering over
You
my house
can't
at
see,
nighttime.
you don't know.
Around here, folks, be careful. Those might be ospreys.
Yeah.
They might be
Yes.
helicopters for the hospital. You just don't know. They generally don't hover, hang around much. They're just moving forward. But we did have the one that was looking for some bad people out here about a month ago or less.
Sure.
Halltown Road area.
Yes.
They were hovering because I watched
How they
them.
ever got caught?
I don't know not what they did, but anyway. Listen.
Well, you know what? Yard decoration for Christmas. You ought to put like a big dome out there in your yard and put lights around it like you have on the house that blink and change color. I think that would be so cool.
Ooh, maybe next
Yeah.
year. Okay, speaking of next year, we'll be back tomorrow.
Right?
Will that be next year?
Yes.
Feels
No.
like it.
Oh, you're really way off today. You came in thinking it was Monday.
It is Monday somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, the day will get better for you. But tomorrow we have our U.S. Senator Tom Tillis calling
Yes,
in.
we do.
I saw him yesterday on television. He's got quite a beard going on.
Fungus face?
Yeah, he
Can I-
looks
can I
good. He
can I
looks
call
good.
him
Looks
fungus
like
face tomorrow?
no, please don't.
I will.
No,
I
Lord
will.
have mercy.
Hey, Senator.
I think
Senator
he looks
Fungus Face.
very. I think it suits him. Yes, and
You're
of course,
saying he's got an ugly face, so he's covering it
no.
up?
I just think he wears it well. And it's not a big beard. It's cropped close, and he's got the mustache. He looks very good. I'm just going to leave it at that. And Tim Thomas is going to be with us in the studio tomorrow. You know, Timmy.
The
donkey
donkey
man.
man. He could be here.
And of course, we'll have our special ever famous sports editor with the Daily News
Oh,
calling in
yep,
tomorrow,
there you go.
Chris. So
Okay, I'm sleepy, so I'm gonna go take a
I
nap, but I
have to-
can't. I got to go to
I have
Wilmington,
to go to Hampstead.
and I'm going to be looking at this fog all the way to Wilmington. I better leave. I should have left
It's
yesterday.
supposed to clear out by 11 or
Oh,
so.
good. I got to be there then. Watch out for tornadoes.
Drive safe. Yes.
All right, we'll see you in the morning, y'all. Be careful, be safe, and really slow down. If you're on that road with this fog out there, it is ugly.
please.
And you've heard about the chain reaction accidents.
Mhm.
There are wrecks. They're not accidents that do occur during these times.
Mhm.
And
Agreed.
when it happens one time, it can stack up right behind them.
That's
30,
right.
40, 50 cars can be involved.
Yeah, I'm definitely waiting to the fog.
Slow your
lifts.
buns down, and we'll see you in the morning. You're live and local, real talk, right here on our Facebook page as well as on our YouTube channel. Bye. Be safe.